All right, guys, welcome back to Blake's Takes. With me, as always, my co-host, Garrett.
Hey, guys.
Little different view today, right, Garrett?
Yes, it is. A little bit different because we're not reviewing any movies or TV show.
Nope. But it's kind of a movie within itself, at least story-wise. So today, we will be reviewing Halloween Horror Nights 2022. Halloween Horror HHN 31. And yes, this is Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, not Hollywood, Orlando, because I know there's a LA one as well.
We've had the pleasure of going to every haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights and trying some of the drinks and food that they had there as well. So we're just going to talk about our experience there and, you know, what we liked, what we didn't, and what we thought of the houses overall.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that at least I've been coming to for years now. I love going to Halloween Horror Nights, so I figured I'd give a review, and I mean, maybe it'll make, you know, people that listen to this podcast in the Orlando area maybe go to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
So who knows? But
and maybe we'll get sponsored by Universal. Who knows?
That ain't happening. But anyways, I absolutely love Halloween, and I love going through these houses, so I'm excited for this review.
Yeah.
I am. So let's go list through the houses first. So we have 10 houses, and we have The Weekend After Hours Nightmare. We have Halloween, The Horrors of Blumhouse, Universal Monsters Legends Collide, Spirits of the Coven, Bugs Eaten Alive, Fiesta de Chupacabras, Hellblock Horror, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake, and Descendants of Destruction. So out of the 10 houses, which ones stick out the most to you?
Of those houses, the ones that stuck out the most was definitely the Weekends being being the most unique. Like I wasn't expecting
Interesting.
I wasn't expecting to like that one as much as I did,
Right.
but I thought it was really interesting. I thought some of the sets in there were way creepier than I was like prepared for.
The concept of some of the sets.
Yeah, it was really cool. Actually, I guess I should have said this one first though. Dead Man's Pier.
Yes.
Dead Man's Pier. Although this one didn't get me like as much with like the jump scares and that kind of stuff. The set design was absolutely amazing.
Right.
Like it honestly felt like you were in just like this whole other world. It was really cool.
It did feel really cool. It felt very open, very vast. And what's cool too is if you do want to listen to the actual stories behind the Universal original houses like Dead Man's Pier or Fiesta de Chupacabra
and Bugs Eaten Alive.
Bugs Eaten Alive. There is a podcast. I think it's called Discover Universal, and they actually just do like a narration of the stories of the houses.
They'll do like readings of you know basically the history or not necessarily
it's like an
history.
audiobook.
Yeah, it's like an audiobook, and they just like kind of like give you a little setup of of the houses basically.
Yeah, so it can make going through the houses more fun. And, it just shows you that a lot of storytelling actually does go into these houses, and it is so detailed, and the production as well. It's amazing. It honestly is. So yeah, back to the houses. So you said Dead Man's Pier as well.
Dead Man's Pier was also one that stuck out. And the third one I would say is probably the Universal Monsters Legends. That one was good.
That was good.
Honestly, like I would say the setup was more simple for that one, but it got me with the scares.
Yes, I was going to say.
And it was the mummies.
Yes.
It was the mummies.
Yes, that honestly, that's one of the houses I think I got scared the most in was Universal Monsters.
Like I'd say I got like for the most part I had like a maximum of like 2 good scares from each house, but that one got me like 4 times. Like bro, I was
like every corner, man.
I was dying in that one.
Yeah.
That one was bad.
Okay, so for me, the ones that stuck out are going to be obviously Dead Man's Pier, like we were talking about, because there is a really cool part during the house as well, where it feels like you're out in the ocean and you have like the wind spraying and there's mist as well.
That was my favorite part,
right?
And you saw the girl on the boat in the distance.
And I listened to the audiobook.
I listened to the audio and it explains that.
Sophie. Yeah.
It was very cool.
So I need to go through that house again too. Another one that stuck out to me was Bugs Eaten Alive. So I love the production of that one.
The production of that was really good, and I thought the addition of like it seemed like they had like fishing line or something hanging from the ceiling, so it felt like bugs were creeping all over you. That was a really good addition.
Yes, it was.
And there was a couple girls right in front of me when I was walking through that one, and oh my god, they got to that like they got to that hallway and they freaked out, bro. They just and they stopped dead in their tracks too. Well, they didn't want to keep walking, so they like held up the whole line.
And not to mention they also have those air holes blowing at you.
Yes.
That was a great production, and I listened to the audiobook of that one as well. And that's a cool story how basically it's the 1950s and there's this extermination company and then they have this brand new, chemical exterminating product that they're ready to release. And it's like this whole big event and something goes wrong, something goes with the chemicals and everything. It's released into the bugs and the bugs start basically mutating, getting big, getting strong, and just shit goes wrong.
And honestly, like I will say, I did not listen to the audio one of that, but I think the haunted house did a very good job of like explaining that, without you even having to hear that, because based off of what I saw, like in the house, I kind of pieced that together, like what you just said, because in the very beginning you see it's like an in-home unit basically that you put in the wall, and it like releases these fumes that get rid of the bugs or whatever, or what it's supposed to do. And I picked up all that just based on what I saw in the haunted house. Like I didn't need to hear that.
No, that house did do a really good job at explaining the story. So let's see, there's bugs. Another one, I'm trying to think of one.
The Chupacabra one was good.
Chupacabra one was pretty cool. The Weekend one, obviously, I didn't expect to like that one as much, but I will say one that surprised me even more than the Weekend one was the Halloween house. Now, the Halloween house is based off of the 1978 original Halloween, and they've done a decent amount of Halloween houses at Horror Nights before, and I've done all of them just because I love Halloween. That's my favorite franchise. I'm gonna do those houses all the time. So I know they've done like Halloween 4, Halloween 5, I think Halloween 2 as well, and I've done all those houses.
So it seems like they're working their way down.
Yeah, actually maybe, but those houses usually aren't that scary because it was just usually Michael Myers popping around the corner.
Yeah,
like and I know the set, so I enjoy that as well because I know what happens in the movies. But usually those houses aren't as scary. This year, this Halloween house was absolutely the scariest time that the Halloween house has been. And there's this last room. I don't want to like spoil it for y'all as well, but the last part of this house is pretty frightening. I'm not going to lie. Like it got me more than all the other times I've been in the Halloween houses at Horror Nights.
See, and I'm glad because, you have a classic franchise like that. Like you don't want to go in there and be disappointed by the scares. Like, I mean, that's one of the most iconic horror slasher characters that we've ever seen
of all time.
And you go into the house like you're expecting great things. Yes. You're expecting great things. So I'm glad they got it right this year.
Yes.
With the Halloween house.
Absolutely. Okay, so I know we went over our favorite houses. What were some of the weaker houses to you?
Hell Block of Horror.
Hellblock Horror?
Hellblock Horror, yeah, that one.
Okay.
And I think that's a pretty solid consensus with everybody I've talked to who's been there.
Interesting.
Because this was a last minute addition.
Yes.
I think it was supposed to be Stranger Things for the new season.
Yeah, they were trying to get Stranger Things, but it didn't happen.
It didn't work out with Netflix.
Yeah.
And so they just had to throw something in there.
Yes, they did.
And
honestly, I've been to Hellblock Horror a few times. I mean, they've gotten me scared both times. The first time, I think I was scared because that was my first Horror Nights house in a year.
Oh, okay.
So, like, yeah, of course that was going to get me.
Okay, but it's also not that hard to get you.
Yeah, that's true, too. I get scared pretty easily. Even though I love getting scared in these houses, it is pretty easy to get me.
It's pretty easy, I swear.
I seem to get every fucking scare. Yeah, I do.
No, honestly, I won't lie. He does have some bad luck with that.
Dude,
he has some bad timing.
The timing for me is perfect for these houses. No matter where I am in the line, no matter if I go first, if I go last, if I'm in the middle, I always get the scare.
And it pisses me off because I want to get scared like that.
You want to get scared. No, that's the thing. You want to get scared.
And there's a type of scare that they have in a lot of these houses where it's a window that you don't know it's a window, and that thing just comes slamming down super hard, and all you hear is this loud wood bang. And if you're like right next to it when that happens, you're gonna get scared.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Like just out of sheer surprise and shock. Like that is gonna get you.
I would say...
And all those hit Blake.
Every time. I would say another weak one would be Spirits of Coven.
Spirits of the Coven? Yeah.
Spirits of the Coven, yeah. Which is a witchcraft house, goes over witchcraft. And
the story behind that one's cool, too.
That's the thing. The story is kind of cool behind that with the 1920s and during like the Prohibition era.
Yeah, it was a speakeasy.
Speakeasy, yep. dwells its way down into witchcraft.
I wouldn't say that was one of the scariest houses, but again, that's another one where I really like the set design.
Okay. But yeah, I didn't really get scared in that house.
No, it was just kind of cool to look at.
Yeah. So yeah, I think those are really only the main two that pops up for me because honestly, it's been pretty consistent for the houses for me this year. Usually every year there's about 3, maybe 4 houses that are like, yes, these are the houses that you have to go to this year. But the lineup has been consistent across the board for me.
Yeah. Well, how would you say, since you say it's like pretty solid all across, like how would you say that compares to like the super good houses of like previous years?
I mean, one house that is one of my favorites and I always think about is the house last year, which is the Pumpkin Lord house.
I'm so pissed I didn't get to go to that because they actually have the Pumpkin Lord.
They do.
At the beginning, at the front of at the entrance of Halloween Horror Nights
for
this
the first
year.
Scare Zone. Yeah,
and he's really cool looking. It's a really cool character.
The Pumpkin Lord is one of the coolest designs that we've gotten out of Horror Nights.
Yeah,
it is.
And I'm so pissed I didn't get to go to the house that was all about that.
Yeah,
that really. I'm so disappointed.
It was really cool. So that was last year. Beetlejuice was amazing last year. So there's a few like every year we're like, yeah, these are really good ones. But
would you say those are like nothing this year compares to those ones?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say Dead Man's Pier can compare to those ones. I would say
I'd say Dead Man's Pier is the best production wise.
Yeah, that might be the one that can compare to like say the Pumpkin Lord house. Bugs Eaten Alive to me maybe. But no, yeah, overall still very consistent. Let's talk about one that we haven't talked about yet, which is the Horrors of Blumhouse. Which which is actually 2 houses in one.
Yeah, you get to knock them out back to back.
You do. So what you do is it's based off of the movies Freaky and the movie The Black Phone, which both released this past year.
Was that released this year? I feel like I feel like that's been out for a while.
Either way, this year, last year, doesn't really matter because people really don't know about it. It was released on streaming.
I knew about Freaky.
We watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it, and it was funny, but also freaky.
It was a good movie, and there were definitely some good horror aspects to it. Dude, the kills in that are like gruesome and creative. That freaking bottle kill is one of the nastiest things I've seen.
It was a good comedy horror.
It was, and but I would say the house itself, it wasn't very scary.
Okay, well,
it was more like, oh, I remember that.
Right.
I remember that. It was that kind of.
Yeah. So the first house you do go through is Freaky. The second house is the Black Phone.
Yeah.
So Freaky really wasn't. It wasn't that scary.
No,
I will agree with that. But the Black Phone house was scarier.
Black Phone house was definitely scarier, which is funny because Freaky is the one that had jump scares, and then.
The Black Phone was more...
And the Black Phone was more like just a creepy concept.
Yeah, I really like the setting of the Black Phone.
I do too.
Then again, man, I've been through this house twice. The second time I didn't get as scared, but when I went through it the first time, I was scared through both houses. So honestly, I feel like a lot of people's reviews on these houses is based off their experience when they go through it, because you could hit every fucking scare around the corner and you're like, damn, that house was great.
Yeah.
Or you miss every single scare and you're like, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it does kind of suck because they used to break you up into groups like how they normally do when you go into a haunted house. They break you up into groups like with your friends and whatever, how you show up. But now it's just a consistent line. They're just like, keep going,
right.
Keep going, keep going.
It moves the line, but
yeah, it moves the line, but it kind of sucks because if your timing is off, then you're gonna witness everybody else getting scared, and then you're like, oh well,
I don't know. I kind of like that the line moves consistently because. You know, we aren't having people just stop for no reason. We aren't having holdups in line. You know, I like that it is.
Well, yeah, it's more efficient. But
yeah, and if you really want to get scared, you know, just slow down a little bit. Just slow down a little bit. They'll tell you to keep moving, but slow down a little bit so you can get the timing back. You can time it right for yourself if you really want to.
All right, I need to start doing that.
Yeah, you can time it for yourself if you want to.
Because I feel like I've been getting slacked on with like some of these houses. Like, I feel like my timing's always been, like, just a bit off.
Huh. I think the most fun line to wait in is definitely the Weekend After Hours Nightmare line.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, it's like a concert.
It is a concert. You got freaking Weekend music jamming. Bro, I saw so many people jamming in line. Bro. Like, everybody's just hanging out. Like, you don't really care about the wait.
I was about to say that. I was like, you really don't care waiting in line at the Weekend house. What was it? They play a lot of songs off of his new Dawn FM album. Obviously, you know, they got some songs off of the After Hours album as well. but I mean, mainly the new album, to be honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you go in there, it's a lot longer too. I remember going in the first time, really enjoyed it, and then the second time, I was like expecting it to end. I'm like, damn, when is it ending? But it kept going and going. It's a long house.
It's a big house. Yeah.
It is a long house. And like we were saying, the concepts in that were definitely creepier than I thought it would be.
The bloody bathroom. That one was creepy. And then there was like one where there was just body parts everywhere. And there was like you just saw like a wheelbarrow full of like just a collection of arms and legs and guts. It was
well, and then obviously like there's the plastic surgery evil concept as well. It's Hollywood, so it's like taking these Hollywood ideas and turning them into nightmares. But yeah, there's definitely just been some pretty good surprises this year to me with the houses. Yeah, okay, I mean you kind of answered already, but what house scared you the most? I know you said Monsters
Legends Collide. Yeah.
I'm trying to think for me because I do get scared easily.
Bro, you do get scared so easily. I swear, every time we walk out of a house, you're like, that was good.
But my answer might be the same as you.
Really?
It might be because there was one scare. Because I kept looking back at you getting scared because I wanted to be enjoyed.
Yes.
So every time I would look back and then I'd turn around and there was one that scared the absolute dog shit out of me, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. It's crazy. And that's happened to me a few times. It happened to me in Bugs Eaten Alive as well. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where I turned around to look and there's this big ass dude. This big ass dude that just came walking around this corner, just absolutely scared the shit out of me. But these houses are not the only place to get scared, as they also have scare zones.
Scare zones. I do like their scare zones.
So I think they usually have 4, but they had 5 this year.
Yeah.
And the scare zones were Horrors of Halloween, which was at the very beginning with the Pumpkin Lord. There was Scarecrow, Cursed Soil, which is over by the makeup show. It's like that bridge.
Was that the hillbilly type one?
Yeah. With the scarecrows, it's on that bridge.
Yeah.
That's by the makeup show that leads you to like that Back to the Future E.T. right area. There's Sweet Revenge, which
outside the tribute store.
Yeah, outside the tribute store, on that New York strip.
Yeah.
There's Graveyard Deadly Unrest.
That one was good.
That one's good too. That one is on Hollywood Boulevard or whatever. And then there's Conjure the Dark, which is the Sorcerer's one, which is by Fast and Furious.
With like the
witches.
They
even have like a little show there. They have a little show. Okay. So let's talk about the scare zones. What was your favorite scare zone?
I'm not gonna lie. Personally, my favorite was probably Scarecrow, Cursed Soil.
Damn you!
I like that one a lot.
So was mine.
Yeah, that one was good, and I know why.
You know why it is? Yeah,
I know why.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a really good scare zone. Like, not only was the setting really creepy, and like people, the way they were hidden was really good too.
It was.
So there was one. I remember there was one guy who was like hiding out in like an outhouse, and then he would like open the top door and scare the shit out of you. And but there was one that got like so good. God. It was the guy who was dressed as the Scarecrow, and he was just like hiding up against these hay bales. And he stayed over there perfectly still.
So still.
And it's right at the end of the scare zone too. So Blake had already let his guard down, and he just comes up and scares the absolute shit out of him.
I'm telling you, out of all the houses I've been through, the scare zone scared me the most. Like, I literally jumped back. I had never done that before. I saw him and literally jumped back. He got me.
That shit was so funny.
I gotta give him props. He got me.
Yeah. Oh no. And whenever I see someone who does it well like that, like they have a good strategy to scare people, I'm just like, oh, that was good.
That was good.
That was good.
I can't even front. But the masks in this scare zone were very cool. Like, there was a pig one. I always call him Professor Pig.
Yeah.
But the pig one was terrifying. The corn one.
The corn one was good.
The corn mask was good.
There was a pumpkin one where he had like 1,000 teeth, like in this weird, creepy smile.
This scare zone had some amazing mask. I would say another one that I really enjoyed is Conjure the Dark, the witch one, the sorcerer one. I really like that one because of the show, personally.
I wish I didn't stick around for the show. I wish we stuck around for the show one time, but it did look cool.
But I noticed a tendency with a lot of these scare zones is they have those, they have like these hidden, sunken in caves, really, in these scare zones where they get you, especially with that graveyard one. And now, while the Sweet Revenge one, so I kind of listened to a story on this one as well. The Sweet Revenge one ties into the tribute store, which is the very first time a scare zone has tied into the tribute store. And so it was based off of like a 1950s, Halloween festival that they went off of, because in Tribute Store they had during the summer it was 1980s movies. And so now with the Tribute Store they changed it to like 1950s movies posters and all that. And while it's not scary to me,
it's my least favorite.
But I do like the setup of it and the aesthetics. It feels very Halloween.
Yeah,
with the orange lights and like the small town festival feel to it.
I agree with you in that sense.
So even though it's not that scary, I love the Halloween vibes that it gives off.
Agreed. Yeah, because it is those very like old school Halloween costumes, dude. If you look at some of the old school Halloween costumes, like some of them were just creepy. Like they weren't. It's like they weren't even intending to be scary either, but just the way they made them were just creepy looking.
Yeah. So again, I mean, scare zones were pretty good across the board. There was definitely a few weaker ones, but it's just been a very consistent year for scare.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was disappointed by anything at Horror Nights this year.
Really not disappointed at all.
Except for my drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of drinks, let's move on to drinks then.
All right, so they obviously have, a lot of different like shacks and, stuff where you can get food.
Yeah.
And they're specialized to like each thing. Like each thing is going to be different.
Yes.
So and the first place I went to was in Simpsons World or...
Yeah, the theme for the truck you were at was Chucky.
Yeah, so I was at Chucky and I got the... what was the name of the burger? Good Meat Burger?
Good Guys Burger.
And I got the Good Guys Burger.
Yes.
That was a interesting burger. Interesting
burger. So I got it right here. I actually wrote it out. So it's a beef burger with crispy pork belly, cheddar cheese sauce, pickled jalapenos on a donut bun with red icing and fruity cereal.
It was a odd combination of spicy and sweet, which can be good, and I mean, I liked it. I wasn't disappointed by it.
I liked it too, actually.
Kind of felt like a rock sitting in my stomach when I ate it. I mean, like, what else are you expecting when you're eating all that kind of junk on there? But I mean, it tasted good.
Yep.
But the drink I got with it, so disappointed. It was literally a what's the name?
So the drink that the Chucky themed tent was Dirty Valentine, which is literally...
It was literally a Shirley Temple with vodka.
Yeah, so it's BG Reynolds Grenadine, New Amsterdam vodka, and Sprite.
That's it. It's literally a Shirley Temple with vodka, and not a lot of vodka at that.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the thing about these drinks too, is a lot of them are going to be punches. Yeah. So they're not going to be as strong as your typical bar drinks.
I was still disappointed. That was bull.
So I think I see 9 specialty drinks for Horror Nights. We have Electric Death, Ghoul Juice, which I feel like they always have, Burning Skull, Save Your Tears, which is obviously the name of a Weeknd song, Dirty Valentine, Tinseltown Tower, Pumpkin Ginger Snap Punch, Salmon Shockers, and Bog Slime 2, the sequel, which is cool because I remember I had Bog Slime last year.
Yeah.
And so they have Bog Slime 2, the sequel.
I did see that they had Bog Slime in previous years. So that's cool. They called it that.
My 2 favorites are going to easily be Pumpkin Ginger Snap Punch and Burning Skull.
So you had more drinks than I did.
I did.
Because you've been more times. But
yeah.
I did have that pumpkin ginger snap.
Yes.
That one was good.
That one tasted like fall.
I like that.
That tasted like Halloween.
Yes, it did.
So pumpkin ginger snap is rum, pumpkin puree, ginger, cinnamon syrup, lemon juice, orange juice, and pimento bitters. So there's a lot going on there, but... It
was a good combination. I love pumpkin flavor stuff.
I love pumpkin. I love ginger. I love cinnamon. Mm-hmm. So I really did enjoy that one.
What's in the Burning Skull?
Just tasted like Halloween. So okay, Burning Skull is going to be tequila, Gran Gala liqueur, lime juice, simple syrup, mango nectar, pineapple juice, Hellfire bitters, jalapeno, and basil. But what's cool about this one as well, if you get it in the souvenir cup, or maybe they put it in the regular one as well, the 12-ounce one, is they throw in a popsicle in there that has like tahini on it.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
That one was cool.
That is cool.
That one's cool.
Which is the one where the specialty cup they gave you the skull?
That's that one.
That's that one? Okay, so if you're going to get...
Well, it's called Burning Skull.
Oh, duh. Okay. But yeah, if you're going to get a novelty cup, get that one, because those mugs are definitely the coolest. Because I got a souvenir cup from the Dirty Valentine.
Yeah.
And it was just like a regular glass that lit up. And like, I mean, it's not bad. But it's definitely not the coolest one you could get. And it was funny.
Well, it's based off, it's supposed to be a tower. It's the Tinsel Tower one.
Yeah.
Tinseltown Tower.
But then as we were walking around, I saw the skull one. I was like, man, I want that one. And I went up to I went up to a guy and I was like, hey, can I trade you?
Yeah.
And he gave me the skull one instead.
No, the Burning Skull one, that definitely has the coolest souvenir cup for sure. One drink that did catch me by surprise, actually, there's two that caught me off guard that I ended up liking, which was Electric Death, which almost tasted like a licorice. So it's New Amsterdam Gin, Blue Curacao, lime juice, BG Reynolds, simple syrup, pineapple juice, and pimento bitters. It seems like pimento bitters is a popular bitter for these drinks. But that one almost kind of tastes like a licorice. It was interesting. Another drink that caught me off guard too that I ended up liking was Saman Shockers, which is absinthe, green chartreuse, lemon juice, and simple syrup. So it's pretty simple, but it almost had like a cucumber taste to it, which I love cucumber drinks.
I'm not a cucumber fan.
I love cucumber drinks.
I don't know about like cucumber drinks. I haven't had a lot, but I just don't like cucumber in general.
That's the kind of taste it had for me.
All right, then maybe I wouldn't like it.
So definitely some drinks that are better than the others. I think we can all agree that the worst drink was the Dirty Valentine, though.
Dirty Valentine was horrible. And of course, that was the first drink I bought.
Of course
it was. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah. Some other foods that I heard are really good was the Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak I heard was good.
I heard that was good.
Pizza fries, pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. The sweet potato fries, those were fire.
Okay.
Sweet potato s'more fries, oh my God, fire. So it was like sweet potato fries, chocolate s'mores melted on top with the marshmallow, because they put them in they kind of broil it in this quick oven as well. That shit was fire.
I actually saw online there was these spicy wings. I don't know where they got them, but there was these spicy wings somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, in Horror Nights. And they were like, oh my God, like favorite food alert. Like this is
really,
yeah. They were like really good, and they got like roasted sesame seeds on top and everything. I don't know. You'd have to look them up on where they got them, but they did look very good. I would be next time we go. I'd be down to try that.
It's always I was gonna say it's always fun trying these like specialty foods and drinks at Universal's.
Because everything is not really even about like, filling yourself up. It's like about the experience.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you don't really get a lot of food for what you're paying.
No,
but you're paying for the experience.
Yeah. Oh, here's a tip for y'all if you do go to Universal often, or even if you don't. If you do want to get full and you don't want to pay for the Horror Nights food, go get the tacos from what's the bus called? It's a taco bus over in Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
over in the Simpsons land. And I will say, so it's 2 tacos, but they also give you chips as well. But I'm not gonna lie, they do stuff those tacos. So I got the carne asada tacos there. They did the job. They did the job and filled me up. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
got me through the night.
Yeah, I will say that burger that I had, it was good, but not very filling.
Oh, really? It filled me up.
It didn't fill me up. I mean, you'll be lucky if you get filled up with the food that you buy at Universal. Like, if you're starving, I guarantee you that you're not going to get.
They don't want to fill you up too much, so that way you got room to taste all the other foods as well.
True. Yeah. They're just trying to milk you for your money. But you know what?
That's what theme parks do.
Yeah, they're a theme park. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. And there's also one other thing you can do at Horror Nights as well, which is the show that we got to do. Yes. Called Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wired. Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. That's a tongue twister. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a cool show though.
Cool show. So this show just started last year actually.
Really?
And I didn't realize that it was its first year last year when I saw it. But it replaced this Ted. What are they called? Bill and Ted. It's like Bill and Ted's Adventure Halloween show. It replaced that, which was very popular over the years, and a lot of people were sad to see it go. But with how good this show was, people are okay with it. They're happy.
Between the dancing, pyrotechnics, the magic that we saw in it, there's magic tricks in it too, like. And the acrobatics. I mean, like there was, they had a girl dancing on the or doing the silks.
High line.
Doing the tricks on the silk.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like there was a lot going on.
It is cool. It's really cool. I do think the show was a little better last year. I mean, I don't know if that's because I saw it last year and it kind of was the same thing. They did a few different things to make it a little different than the previous year, but other than that, the base of it pretty much the same. But still, amazing performances all around. I mean, That's some dangerous shit that they're doing.
It really was, and there was like no net or nothing below that girl doing the silks. Like, bro, I was concerned.
Oh wait, we can't forget to mention it's a very sensual show as well.
Yeah, no, there was like some adult content. I mean, the costumes that they were using, they were quite revealing.
Quite revealing. It'll get the crowd going though.
Yeah, and the dance moves that they were doing, I was like, I don't know if I'd take my kid to see this.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, who's really taking their kid to Horror Nights anyways?
True, but
warning. It is definitely mature content.
It for sure is.
But
I wasn't complaining.
No. I don't think anyone was complaining about it. It's a pretty long show, too.
Yeah, it was.
It's like almost 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And they get you fired up with like a playlist. The playlist that they have is fire for the show. No pun intended. But the playlist is fire.
Yeah, they were playing like some remixed like heavy metal songs before the show.
They had a remix of the Black Parade that got everyone going.
Yeah. Oh, everybody was
oh my god.
Everybody was jamming to the Black Parade.
Because everyone's at Horror Nights is around that age group where Black Parade was very popular.
Yes.
So it was a great time. Kind of last thing to talk about too is the tribute store. I know we mentioned it before, but a lot of detail does go into this tribute store.
No, I mean, the tribute stores are always cool.
They are. Especially the summer one this past year when they had the Back to the Future,
yeah,
Jaws. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a great tribute store. And I'm not going to lie, they got some cool merch.
Yeah. Blake has two of which from there.
I do. So if you're watching this on the video, I have a Halloween backpack right behind me that I got there. As you can see, Michael Myers. And on the side of the backpack, it has Judith Myers' grave, right?
Yep.
And this hoodie that Garrett got me because he never got me a birthday present from August.
Very belated birthday present. All right.
It's a long story.
It's a long story, but I had to return his original gift, and then, life happened, and then it took a while for me to get back to it. But
it was funny because we were walking through the store, and Garrett was like, Blake, do you see anything else you want to get in here? I'm like, fuck no, I already spent so much money on this damn backpack. I'm not spending more money. He's like, are you sure? I was like, what? Is this going to be my birthday present? He's like, yeah, maybe. But here, I'll show you guys the back of the hoodie.
So there's the back. It's pretty cool.
It's kind of just a whole bunch of Halloween, Michael Myers stuff. You got the Judith Myers grave and all that.
And then they had some good Chucky merch in there as well.
They did, yeah. They had a decent amount of merch. Just can only buy so much, with those prices.
Jesus Christ, yeah. The backpack was what, like...
I mean, with taxes, I even had a pass holder discount on that of like 10%.
Yeah.
It still cost me like $70.
Yeah, and the hoodie was like 50.
The hoodie wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
No, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I think it was like 57.
Yeah, 57.
Or 57, and I ended up paying 54 with my discount.
Yeah. So, I mean... Because hoodies these days go for like fucking $80 sometimes. It's ridiculous.
80, yeah, especially like merchandise ones like that. No, they're freaking ridiculous.
So it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be. But yeah,
even if you don't buy anything, definitely go check out the tribute store.
Oh, absolutely. Even if you don't buy anything, definitely walk. It's almost like going through a little haunted house. Mm-hmm. But I had to get the backpack because I knew if I didn't and it wasn't there next year, I was going to kick myself in the ass for not getting it.
Yeah.
I knew I would. So all in all, I've really enjoyed this Halloween Horror Nights. I know it doesn't have as good of a theme as last year. As you know, Halloween Horror Nights Originals returned last year with like Jack the Clown and Chance, the director. Like all those original Halloween Horror Nights characters did come back last year for its theme. And that was the main theme for last year. So yeah, it doesn't have as good of a theme as last year. But overall, I've really enjoyed the houses. I really enjoyed the scare zones. It was just very consistent for me across the board, to be honest.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed by anything. I've enjoyed every house that we went into, and it's pretty funny seeing you get scared in the scare zone. So,
oh yeah,
I have yet to be scared in a scare zone.
Scare zones have gotten me a few times. I'm not gonna lie. It's just so funny talking about this too because as a kid, I fucking hated scary things. I would
despised it.
I was like, why would I want to get scared? That is not fun to me. I don't want to go to Horror Nights. I remember I went to Horror Nights back in like 2015, and even back in 2015 I was like, why am I here? I'm not into this kind of stuff. And now I fucking live for it.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Gets your adrenaline going, man.
It's an adrenaline rush for sure.
We live in a boring world. We need something to jumpstart our heart a little bit.
And I see sometimes people go into these houses like closing their eyes or plugging their ears. I'm like, let that shit go. We're here. You're spending your money to get scared.
Exactly. Why are you just gonna hide from what you paid for?
Yeah. Or even like we know one of the scare actors who's in a scare zone, and like sometimes if you mess with the scare actors, you get kicked out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even know why people would do that, because these, you're paying to get scared. They're doing their job. Why are you messing with them? Because they can't do anything back to you either.
No.
I mean,
then they have a lawsuit on their hands.
Yeah. And it's like, why even do that? You're going to waste your money to come here and mess with scare actors and get kicked out?
Stupid.
It's stupid. Like, they're just doing their job. Well, if you don't want to get scared, why are you here?
Definitely recommend checking out Halloween Horror Nights if you guys are in the Orlando area or
Hollywood. Although I have heard Hollywood isn't as good as Orlando.
Dang. Just can't compare.
Orlando did start Horror Nights.
Yes, they did.
And apparently the production level is better than Hollywood as well, which you wouldn't expect, because you're like, oh, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They definitely got it down to the T with, the money and the production setups there. But nah, baby.
Orlando's where it's at.
That's where it's at, man. And they don't have as many houses or scare zones. Now, I'm telling you, if you want to go to Horror Nights, you go to the one in Orlando. They know how to do it. All right. So that's going to do it for this review, though, of Halloween Horror Nights 2022, HHN 31. Very different review, but I had fun doing this review.
No, this was good. I like doing this.
This was good.
This was fun.
Yeah. I love talking about Halloween stuff.
I mean, it's all based around, classic Universal movies. So.
Yeah. And we are going to be having a Halloween special coming out by the end of the month as well. So really excited to be doing that podcast episode as well. I mean, I just love talking about Halloween. I can talk about it all day.
Yeah, he's been waiting for this month for a while now.
I have. And I'm sad that it's already kind of here, because it's going to go by real quick.
It's going to be gone just as quick, and it's Thanksgiving and
it is.
Christmas already.
Yep. God damn it.
It's funny how we go from like one of the we go from this creepy setting in October, and
this
then
demonic holiday, really. Yeah.
And then at the flip of a switch, we're all like happy and cheery and presents and Santa Claus. Like, what?
But I like the evil one better. It's weird how Halloween has become my favorite holiday over the years. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode on Blake's Takes. As always, with me, my co-host Garrett, and we will see you guys next time on Blake's Takes.
See you guys.